I just have to figure out what she's talking about. So there's a lot of different backgrounds and how people have grown up. And everyone has different kinds of experiences. Deaf, blind people, they're all individual. There's a whole bunch of different types of individuals. And not everyone's the same. It's just important to keep in the back of your mind. So if you meet someone and they need something, perfect. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is anticipation. Okay, Kelly. So when something shows up and you're just waiting for something to happen, or maybe you're waiting like an hour or 2 hours and you're hoping something's gonna happen and you're expecting it. And you have different expectations. All right, so Mary Rose. Specifically, like 2 hours is a long time. Why? Because you might move rooms, have a different kind of setup, and you have more time. Or if you become tired and you need a break, and you're expecting for there to be a break because you're going to get tired. So it's important to have more time as well. And just keep that in mind. And just relax. It's important. Also, with more time, all of you, if you're late, a deaf blind person might get kind of nervous, like, why are they late? And they're expecting you to be there. Maybe they'll think something happened to you, or they're just wondering where you're at. So it's important to look at your schedule and make sure you have a schedule. Make sure you're there in time and you plan ahead. And to alert deaf-blind people if you need more time. If they have a cane, or if you're walking around, and if you need more time to explain the environment. All right, so the next topic is condition, onset, language, culture, and stability. All right, so who wants to, oh, no, let's get another person. Kelly, you already answered. Okay, that's fine. Other person. Let's see. Mariah? Hold on, make it on her. Mariah? Hold on, I need to like pin her screen. It's really small. Okay. So with condition, means that something might change every day. It's easy to see and it's fine. So maybe another day, maybe their eyes are hurt, or it's harder to see one day, or they're tired. So yeah. Okay. So Mary Rose, every day, things can change every day. It can be up, down, up, down. It's like a roller coaster. So maybe the room might look different every day, like if the lights are on or if they're off. The clothes, the background, the physical location, Everything can change each day. Nothing's ever the same. Maybe your head's hurting, your eye's hurting, or maybe you just don't feel good. Maybe you're just having a bad day. Every day changes. Maybe interpreter's not having a good day, or also just, yeah, everything can change. All right. Oh, Alyssa, do you have a question? Yeah, I have a question. So if I'm going to an assignment for a deafblind person and maybe I'm experiencing some problems with my background, do I need to move my background, or is it okay if I move it? Mary goes, yeah, I mean, that's fine. Just tell the person what the room looks like and explain the environment to them and tell them what the room looks like or how it moved or what's different about it. And tell them what the room looks like. So, prefer to, if you decide and tell them, like, ask them what they prefer or are they comfortable, and then continue on from there. All right, perfect. Any other comments about those 5 different things? Oh, Annette, go ahead. So with culture, deaf culture, and deafblind, the deafblind culture, do they have a bigger community and people to help with life? Yes, yeah. So the deafblind community, individuals, they have kind of their own love and community. They have their own, like, environment, their own world. It's very different. The two are different. They have, like, their own kind of community. Sherry, did you have a comment? Yeah, so I wanted to say something about language with the deafblind community. It's their language. It's like protactile and plus mapping on the back, or it's just really cool, the language. So Mary Rose. Yep, so on the palm, the list goes on. There's many different ways to communicate and interpret. Like oralists or reading lips. So something that's happened to me, so in January, I missed that. Interpreter missed that. So, oh, let me go back. So, there's 2 people. Someone was hard of hearing, and they brought an interpreter who read lips, and then the second interpreter for me used ASL, and I just thought, wow, are you interpreting? Oh, you're reading lips with, oh, okay. So maybe he had a cochlear implant. That's what he preferred, and that's the way he preferred to have to communicate. So for me, I want my interpreter to use ASL, and that's the same. It's just interesting. So for example, both have questions and a list. And it's so the balance and experiences I learned. So I'm finished with that. Done. So the deaf bicyclist, I finished again. Tired, my eyes. Wow. Good experience. Yep. So I thought growing up with like reading lips. All right, so next one that I want to talk about, oh, you want to talk about onset, okay. Alyssa. So if you're born deaf and tend to grow up learning sign language, if you become blind maybe later on, then would you change using like protractile? But if you don't know and if it varies, is it possible to become born blind and hearing and be strong using ASL? Okay, Mary Rose. So yeah, as you saw, there's a lot of different conditions and different types, different health issues. So like charge syndrome, and there's just different variations and different things, and they all impact how you can, like how much you can see or how much you can hear. Have a language, with Down syndrome, and how they're involved in school and like what kind of support that they need, if you know their family. So with Down syndrome, their first language, Coda growing up, just very strong family. They're all involved with them growing up. So also like DeafBlind, it doesn't matter how you grew up. Whatever kind of support that you need, like Michelle said, if you notice that you need support or a student needs support, it's perfect. That one video, have support for everyone is better. So like support for today is better. Have confidence, it can help a person. All right, did we finish all those? Okay, so next topic is gonna be touch and space. Does anyone wanna say something? I know the video kind of explained touch and space a little bit. And okay, does anyone want to explain 2. Oh, was your hand up? All right, Anna is explaining. So I think with space, it's important to know, like, people have personal space. So with DeafBlind, that personal space, it's kind of just taken away. You don't really have personal space when you're doing DeafBlind interpreting. You have to be okay with touch and be okay with people being in your space. That's just kind of how it is with DeafBlind interpreting, and you have to be okay with that. So yeah, with touch, like pro-tactile interpreting, you're using both hands, and if you have 2 deafblind people sitting there and they're all part of that conversation, they're all using their hands. So 2 hands. It's important to practice using both hands also. It's important to learn and understand how it works. And to be able to, like, keep your hands up. It's a good challenge. If you have 2 or 3 people and you're all chatting and hanging out, it's a good experience. So also, so you're still with a person and signing when you have 3 people. It's important to practice with both hands. If you're a lefty or if you're righty, you need to be okay with, like, using both and having practice with both. So I see my deafblind friend, and I have a story about her, and so she texted me if I wanted to go to a restaurant and just hang out, and she noticed that I improved, and she's like, wow, have you been practicing more? And she wanted to go to DBI for practice for PT, and she wanted to meet another deafblind individual and go with her last year. And I was explaining to her, oh, please, like, and I wanted to work with her, and I enjoyed learning more and communicating more with her and learning more. And I felt bad not, like, practicing, and now I feel better, like, communicating back and forth, and it feels good. So it's a good thing to go to over the summer. All right. Next up, fatigue. Anyone want to explain? Any of you? And come on, another person. All right. Go with Alyssa. Okay. Alyssa says, with kids and, like, break time is important because they're watching at, like, a screen all day and their eyes might get tired. So sometimes communication might, like, get messed up if they're staring at something all day. For a deafblind individual, hold on, I'm fixing my screen, sorry. Their, like, body language, you can kind of tell if they're tired. Then maybe ask them, do you need a break or do you need a rest for a little bit? And they'll say, like, yes or no. Just important to know if someone needs rest or a break. If a person, like, asks the interpreter, like, continue, take a break. Oh, okay. I saw someone had their hand up. Oh, Kelly, did you?
Whenever
Wait, what did you say?
you finish.
Okay, I'll go and stop.